Hey everyone, this is Tinkering with B-Hav, and I'm B-Hav. Today I'm going to show you how I clean and polish this fount off my 242A that I took apart a few weeks ago. I'm waiting on some parts to come in the mail from old Coleman parts, and then I'll put it back together. But I'm going to get ready and start cleaning all the parts up so that I can put it back together when my new parts come in the mail. So let's get to it. So the first thing I do is I've got to clean all this gunk off the top of it and all around, like down inside of here. And what I use for that is I use this, it's a ZEP, just a cleaner and degreaser general purpose. I use it full strength. It says you can dilute this stuff, but I just buy a gallon of it and I put it in the spray bottle and I spray it down. So what I do is I'll put my finger over the two holes so that nothing gets down inside of it, and I just kind of spray it, give it a good spray with lots of this stuff all around it, and let it soak for a few seconds, not very long, just a few seconds. So there's plenty of the stuff on there, and I use these little microfiber cloths. You can get them from these are from Amazon. I think they're pretty cheap. I didn't pay very much for them. Just ordered like a 20 pack of them or something. And I wash them and reuse them. I don't throw them away when I'm done. These were brand new ones that I had. Though I like to use new stuff when I'm doing nickel, just because you don't want anything embedded in this, little pieces of metal or anything like that that might scratch that nickel. So after it sets here for a minute, then I'll give it a scrub. Oh yeah, it's coming off pretty good. So I'll rub it down real good and get as much of this gunk off of here as I can. You can see it's taking some dirt off. I mean, a lot of guys have a lot of different methods that they like to clean their stuff with and polish it. But I find this degreaser works really good. Gets a lot of the fingerprints off, stuff like that. So this one was actually in pretty good shape. If it was really bad, like it was just like corroded or had oxidation on it and things like that, I would do some other things to it first. I took advice from a guy, and if it's got oxidation on it, you can spray it with like Easy Off oven cleaner, and you let that sit, and it will kill all the oxidation or get rid of all the oxidation on the outside of it, and then you can clean it like you normally would and then polish it. So this is pretty clean, not much dirt left on it. You just got to go over it, and there's a little solid gunk right here. I can kind of give it a little scratch with my fingernail, and then it'll come off for the most part. So if you look at this, I mean, it's pretty clean already. I mean, it's not in real bad a shape. If you look at the top, see how it's dulled where it would be underneath the frame rest, but the rest of it's pretty shiny. But we're going to see if we can get it real shiny, like mirror shiny, so where you won't see any scratches. And what I use for that is I use this Mother's Mag and aluminum polish, and this stuff works really good. It's just a paste, and you put it on another microfiber cloth. You get some on there, and you just put a lot of elbow grease into it, and you rub on it. You just push hard and rub on it, and I'll show you what happens when you do that. It gets like there'll be a black residue on this rag. Like, you just get some of the paste on there like that, and then you just start swirling it on there, right? And you got to put elbow grease into it. It isn't just gonna do it by itself. So I'm pushing pretty hard as I'm rubbing here. This is really a boring process. There's not a whole lot to it. It just takes a lot of work. And you can see that dark on there. That's the actual nickel on there as I'm polishing it. This is like a very, very light abrasive compound. And it works really, really good. So we'll see just with, look at that. See, it's working, just doing what it's supposed to do. So we're just going to keep on going like this, and I'll go over through the whole thing, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. I'm not going to sit here and do this the entire time, else I might be here for 45 minutes doing this. I got the hockey game on here. Ooh, Nashville and St. Louis, and there's a fight going on right now, it looks like, in the second period. So I'll be watching the hockey game, and I'm going to keep doing this until I get it nice and shiny. I'll show you. See, look at all that. See that? That means that it's polishing it. So I'll keep going on, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. So I wanted to say thank you to everybody for watching my videos. If you like my content, feel free to share it, like it, subscribe to my channels, all of my socials. I have Instagram, I have Facebook, I have TikTok, I have YouTube. I even have my own website. It's tinkeringwithbhav.com, and there's links to all my socials on that website. It's everything is Tinkering with B-Hav. You can find it on all the different platforms. I wanted to say thank you to a guy that I work with. His name is Logan. He shares every video that I post, and the people at my work, evidently, or he's friends with, are seeing my videos, and I get shouts from people across the way saying, "Hey, B-Hav, I like your videos." You know, people I haven't talked to in a year will come up to me and say, "Hey, man, I really love what you're doing." I know that this is not the most exciting video, watching me polish a fount. I'm trying to come up with some more things that I can show you or tell you about lanterns. They're pretty simple things, really. There's not a whole lot to it, and I've showed you a lot of what I have, and I'm just trying to come up with more stuff to show you. So I do a lot of other projects around my house. Maybe I'll start showing you some of the stuff that I do. We're in the process of, I guess you would call it, remodeling our bedroom. We're painting. I'm going to put up a wainscot on a wall and things like that. So maybe I'll show you some videos of that. Uh, but anyway, if you have any suggestions or anything you want to see, just leave a comment, and if I can, I'll make a video about it. Or if you have questions, like I said, about the lanterns or stoves or anything Coleman related, you can ask about that. I recently acquired my first Aladdin kerosene lamp, and it is not a pressure lantern. It just uses kerosene and has a wick, but it does have a mantle. Aladdins are the only ones that have mantles. So I'm going to mess with that a little bit. Maybe I'll show you a video of that, but I just think they're really neat. The one I got's from the 30s, and I'm just getting into it. I won it at an auction. It was not expensive, and I'm going to look into trying to get it working again just because I think it's pretty neat because it has a mantle. It's not like a regular kerosene wick lantern. It actually has a mantle. So anyway, like I said, thanks a lot for watching, and now back to the polishing because that's exciting. All right, well, I've been polishing here for, I think it's been maybe 30, 35 minutes, and I think I've got it pretty good. I did run into some problems. I think I rubbed it a little too hard, and it's not too shiny anymore, and I don't understand what's going on. I'm just kidding around. This is another one I had. I wanted to show you and compare the two. So here's the one that I just polished up, and man, it shined up real pretty. I mean, there's still a couple of minor blemishes on there, but you got to remember this thing was made in like 1935, so this has been around for a long time, and it shined up real good. I'm real happy with how this looks out. And once I get it all put back together, I'll rub it all down real good again and get all the fingerprints and stuff off it. And this will probably be a shelf queen, they call it, where it's just going to sit on a shelf in my display where I display all my lanterns. I don't know if I'll probably light it, but I won't take it camping with me or anything like that because I don't want to risk it getting damaged because it is in such good shape. But I wanted to compare to show you. You can compare these two, right? See how this one's all very, very dull. And I mean, I've polished on this. I even polished it with a polishing wheel on a slow speed buffer just to see if I could get it to come back. And it was in really bad shape. When I got it, it was green. It had lots of oxidation on it, and you can even see where some of the brass is showing through underneath the nickel. So I might at some point have this one stripped and re-nickeled because it's from the 30s also. I think this is a 242A also, and it was just in really bad shape. I'd have to come up with a bunch of other parts to make it whole, but if I ever decide to do that, I might get it re-nickeled just to see. Or I could put it back together and let this one be just a beater and a runner that I take camping with me and use, and I don't have to worry about it getting messed up. But this one, as you can see, is really, really shiny. It's pretty, and I don't think I want to risk it getting damaged. So that's how you polish them. And if you want to see that rag, I mean, it's black. I mean, I really polished the crap out of it. I rubbed it for, like I said, quite a long time. Blues game's still going on. It's 2-1. Nashville's winning. At 3 minutes left in the second period. If anybody out there likes hockey, I like hockey a lot. So anyway, so that's that. That's cleaned up. So another thing I can clean up while I got you going here is I can clean up this vent, right? This is an original vent. It's green on the inside. After the 242 B's and C's, the inside of it was dark blue or black. I think I told you that in another video. But I can clean some of that stuff out of there. I haven't run this through my ultrasonic cleaner, but I can use this to clean it. Like I'll just set it down here and I'll spray it, and I'll use that same microfiber cloth I wipe the other fount down with and just clean it. So I set it right here in the middle of my counter because it's Formica. It's not going to hurt anything, and I just spray this on here, and I'll clean it up. Let it soak for just a few seconds, and I'll wipe it up. I mean, man, it's not rocket science cleaning this stuff and polishing it and all that. It's just a matter of using the right cleaners and the right rags and taking the time to do it and putting, like I said earlier, putting a little elbow grease into stuff to get it clean. So it doesn't take long to soak this stuff. I'm not soaking it for long periods of time. It's just spraying a cleaner on there and wiping it off. This one's got a little bit of rust on it, a couple of minor dings you can see in there in the porcelain. And there's companies out there that will re-porcelain these in the original colors. You can have it, and they'll take and strip all the porcelain that's on here off, and then they will re-porcelain them. But I don't know. I've never sent one off to have that done. So I clean that up, and now I'm going to spray the inside of it so I can wipe it and clean it up and try to get some of the soot off of there. So you get a little fireball when you're lighting it, like the generator's not hot, and you get a big flame. Well, that ends up making soot, and it puts soot on the inside of your, uh, your vent, inside of your vent. You can see there's some dirt coming off in there. It might not all come off. If I can't get it as clean as I like, I'll run it through my ultrasonic cleaner. Once I get the bulk of it off, I'll run it through there, and it'll take the bulk of the rest of that off of there. But you got to make sure you dry them really good so they don't continue to rust. So you can see I'm getting some dirt off of the inside of there and soot. Yeah, it looks all right. I'll still run it through the ultrasonic cleaner, probably right before I put it all back together, and just to get it nice and clean, since this one's just going to go on a shelf. I know some guys will think that's not the right thing to do. A lot of guys burn everything they got, but then there's other guys that they like to collect them and have them as close to original as they can get them. All right, so that's clean too. So the rest of my parts are right here in this box. I had to order the parts. I had to order was I needed to get a new graphite packing to go on the valve stem. It's a little piece of graphite here. I have a piece of one right here, but it's for a different lantern. I'll show you what this looks like here. It's just a little piece of graphite, and it's a hole, and it fits around the tube, and or not the tube, excuse me, it fits around the valve stem, and it goes like that on there, and then the nut goes on first, but it fits around there, and then it goes inside the valve. Inside of there, you screw that in, but if you look, see, that's too big because it's the wrong size. So I had to order the right size, and it's on the way from Old Coleman Parts. It should be here before too terribly long. I had to order that. What else did I order? I thought I ordered something else. Nope, I did not. It was just the packing, just the graphite packing. I've got everything else. So once I get that graphite packing, I'll put it all back together. I took the borescope and I looked down inside of here, and it's really clean. There's no rust inside of it at all. So I was happy about that, because being as old as it is, I fully expected there to be some rust or something on the inside of there, and it's not. It's in really good shape. So anyway, so that's all I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you how I did this. And that's it. So once again, this is Tinkering with B-Hav, and I'm B-Hav. Thanks for watching.